Hello, good morning. This is Market Coffee Talk. This is Louis Llanes. I'm actually going live today with my family. Actually, my family is here with me, and I am actually in South Carolina. I've never been to South Carolina, or actually, I've been to South Carolina once when I was a kid, but I don't really remember it much. But I'm in the wild dunes, and I'm here to work on some writing. So, yesterday was a crazy day. It was a travel day. We were traveling pretty much all day. There's no direct flights from Denver to Charleston, so we basically had to go up to Baltimore and then come back around this way. So we got here really late, and of course, all the restaurants just shut down, and we were famished because we didn't have anything to eat for quite a long time, and everybody was really cranky. We had a hard time kind of finding our place. Very nice condo that we're staying in. We're right near the beach, but it was just crazy last night. Everybody was just so cranky. And once we had something to eat, we were happy and got a great night's sleep. And looking forward to spending a few days here, mainly doing some work. The family, my wife and my kids, are going to be doing some fun stuff. Actually, right now, my kids are in school on Zoom, and so they're trying to stay up to date on their schoolwork. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about some interesting stuff. I'll tell you what. This is my dog. This is one of my dogs. I have two dogs. This is Lexi, and we call her Lexi Rue. And we got that because she's a Brittany. Her nickname is Lexi Rue. Rue is kind of a French cuisine mixture, and Brittany's are French dogs, and so we kind of call her Lexi Rue. She's a pointer, and she loves birds. And I made this graphic last night with a little bird hopping along. But she is one of the most focused dogs on the planet. All she cares about is birds. And so if you take her for a walk, and you can see on this picture I have her with her leash, if you take her on a walk, she will just be guaranteed to be pulling the entire time, because she's either looking for anything that she can hunt, even if it's a rabbit. If she's desperate, she'll hunt rabbits in our neighborhood. But what I'm going to be talking about today is intention. Now, this is the most intentional dog I know. I've had another Brittany before her, a Brittany, we named him Mason, and I would say he was even more focused in some ways. I mean, this dog one time he went for a run, chasing after whatever he was chasing after with another dog that we had, and we literally found him miles and miles away from our house. But we love this dog, Lexi. She's actually staying with our good friend Sherry, who takes care of our dogs. And my other dog is Libby. She's a mutt, and she's not focused at all. She points, but she's not very focused like Lexi is. I mean, she is really pointedly focused. And that's one of the things that I really like about her. She's also extremely sweet, unbelievably sweet. But anyway, enough about my dog. Let's jump into our topic. I'm going to be talking about intention. So one of the things, there's really three things that I've noticed have had the most impact on myself, as well as people that we've consulted over the years. And I thought I would share that with you because it's a good reminder for me. And I thought about it as we were on the plane, as I was taking some notes, because there's always something we're trying to achieve in our life. We're trying to improve something, or we're trying to attain something. So one of the things that I found is there's kind of three ways of thinking that helps you reach the next level. And I know in my personal life, it's been that way. Every time I've tried to get something done, these three things have made a huge difference to me. So I thought I would just share them with you. So the first is intention. So instead of just kind of waffling around about something, once you've decided and you have intention about what you're going to try to do, it makes a huge difference. How do you know you're achieving it is a good question to ask, because whatever that it is that you're trying to get to, if you ask yourself, how do I know I'm actually achieving what I'm trying to do? What is the success criteria? That is a huge step in the right direction to know that you're actually doing what you need to be doing. And having that clear in your mind helps you every day when you wake up and you move towards things. Another question that really helps is, what do you need to track? Like, what do I need to keep track of to make sure that I'm actually hitting the goal? And I think that if you focus in on those two things, that can help you be, more intentional about where you're headed. I'm actually really, I don't want to make this too academic, because, what we're talking about is not really just about the way you think. It's also about, how you act. One of the things that I accomplished is I lost a bunch of weight probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I've kept about half of it off, and I have to kind of move back in the right direction. So one of the things I've been doing is trying to work on, or actually working on, getting back into that intention. And one of the things that we did that helped me do that was to literally get everything that I really don't want to eat, things that just don't fit the nutritional plan that I want, and get rid of it out of our house. And I remember I had this this trash bag full of candy and chocolates and sugar. I mean, it was enormous. And I actually weighed it, and it was like 45 pounds worth of sugar that was in our house. And I posted it on Facebook, and I had a friend of mine, Jeremy Lawton, he plays keyboards for Big Head Todd. He said, "I will take all that off of your hands." And actually, I think I actually just dumped it. But getting that thing that's not part of your life out of your life is a really big deal. And that was one of the next points that I wanted to mention, was about removing conflict. Because whenever you have something that you're really trying to move towards, you have to kind of think about every area of your life. And if you haven't thought it through with every area of your life, you'll find out that you can't commit to whatever it is that you're moving towards. So if you're moving towards losing weight and you have sugar in the house, a ton of it, that's gonna always give you conflict, and it's not gonna make it easy for you to move towards your goal. But what's more applicable for most goals is really emotional conflict, because a lot of times we have different areas of our life that we think about things in a certain way, and they give you conflicting thoughts towards moving towards something. And if you don't remove those conflicts in your thought and have clarity on it, you will not ever meet the goal. I know I personally haven't. So that was the second thing there. Second point was to remove conflict, get rid of those thoughts that are keeping you from moving in the direction that you want. And the third one is it's kind of it's bifurcated. There's two parts to it. I call it preserve and grow. Because there's an element of what you're doing always that is good, and you want to keep what's working and things that are doing well for you and make them run smoother. You don't want to just completely lose all the good things, but then you want to add new things, the growth part of your whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, and you have to have the guts and confidence to start those new things so you can grow. So sometimes the hardest thing is, or the easiest thing is, we just say, I'm going to change everything. And then you actually dump the good stuff, and you're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. So keeping the good stuff and actually saying, what is good about what I'm doing? What is working? Let's keep that. Let's make that better. Let's build on that. And then ask yourself, what are the things that I need to do and start? And whatever it is, those things that I need to start, it's going to take some guts, and it's going to take confidence. And you're going to have people who are going to tell you you're nuts. And so there's usually people around you that are going to, whenever you try to make a change, people around you will always give you grief. It could be your family members, it could be friends, it could be colleagues, but you're always going to get some grief. And that's just people. I don't even know why that is, but whenever there's change that you're trying to make, it always seems like your friends and your family, at least somebody is going to kind of wonder why you're doing that, and that's changed, and I'm not so sure about this. But you have to have that guts and confidence to change. So that's it. I mean, I really I want to be more like Lexi. Lexi is so intentional. She stays with what's going on in her world. She's going after that bird like she is here, and I think that's really the key. Be more like my dog. and go after your what you're really trying to accomplish. So those are the three things I wanted to share with you. Having that ability to really be intentional and to keep what's working, work on things that are growing, have the guts to do that. Get rid of the conflicts that are against your goal. And I'm going to bring that a little bit to the markets, because we are in a scenario right now where the markets are going crazy. And if you have been watching, you know that I did a segment a few days ago on should I be taking profits, and basically I was kind of leading to the conclusion that yes, it's a good time to continue to take some profits. And of course, yesterday we had a 600-point down day. Today we're we had a brief moment when we were up, and we're kind of easing our way down. So I think we're in a period of transition in the market. So taking a look at your portfolio and a lot of things that have been working in the past, in my professional opinion, they're probably not likely to be working in the near future, like in the next year or two, maybe even 3, because most of what has happened has been a growth phase. It's been really easy if you just pick the funds that were doing the best in your 401k or whatever. Those have tended to do okay or even really well. I've had a conversation with several people who were just looking at they bought growth funds, Vanguard Growth or whatever, these different growth funds. And they're like, wow, they're up 50% or whatever that number was. And there's an old adage on Wall Street that you cannot forget. It's don't confuse brains. Don't confuse brains with a bull market. If you have a bull market, there really is no brains involved. Where the real brains happen is in periods like now, when you have market volatility, when you have change, when you can't just throw a dart at the growth stocks that went up the last 12 months and then say, yeah, that's where I'm going to be, and then it actually works. So don't confuse brains with a bull market. And we have already had a big bull, and there's a lot of change going on with the new administration. There's a lot of change going on with the economy. Interest rates are moving up, which is another thing that we talked about. So staying focused, and that applies, these 3 things that I talked about applies to markets as well. But hopefully you like my dog as much as I do. Isn't she cute? Anyway. All right, well, I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to start working on my book and hit the beach and take a walk. I need some exercise and go from there. Be sure to share this out with your friends. And if you have any comments, let me know. You can comment on this anytime. If you need any help or want to get a second opinion about anything, you could go to this site and you could set up a 15-minute conversation with me. It's talktolouisyannis.com. We can talk about anything financial or otherwise, or just cut jokes if you want. And we'll go from there. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.